Welcome to History Explained, where we illuminate the past to better understand our present. I'm your guide for this weekly dose of 7 days under 7 minutes. Today is Sunday, June 22, 2025. As we do every Monday, we explore this day in history, revisiting pivotal moments that unfolded on June 22 across the centuries. Moments of war and peace, betrayal and resistance, collapse and renewal. We begin in the year 1941, when Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history, as over 3 million Axis troops crossed into the Soviet Union. This moment marked a turning point in World War II. Despite the initial surprise and sweeping German advances, the Soviet resistance proved far more resilient than anticipated. By the end of the war, it would be the Eastern Front, born on June 22, that bore the brunt of the fighting and casualties. Operation Barbarossa not only shattered the Nazi-Soviet non-aggression pact but opened the door to one of the most brutal campaigns in military history, ultimately leading to Germany's downfall. Fast forward to 1815, when Napoleon Bonaparte abdicated for the second and final time following his defeat at the Battle of Waterloo just days earlier. His brief return to power, known as the 100 Days, had shaken the European order, but his surrender to Allied pressure and internal political collapse sealed the end of the Napoleonic era. After June 22, Napoleon would never again hold command, and the Bourbon monarchy would be restored in France. His fall reshaped European diplomacy, giving rise to the Congress system and nearly a century of uneasy peace. On this day in 1940, just 1 year before Hitler turned east, France officially signed an armistice with Germany, ending the Battle of France. The symbolic cruelty of that agreement, signed in the same railcar in Compiègne where Germany had accepted its defeat in World War I, was deliberate. France was divided into occupied zones in the Vichy regime, and Europe stood on the edge of fascist domination. The events of June 22, 1940, echo today as a reminder of how swiftly liberty can be lost and how fiercely it must be defended. But not all moments of June 22 are marked by warfare. In 1945, following the Allied victory in Europe, the Battle of Okinawa concluded in the Pacific. Though technically ending on June 21, formal announcements were made on June 22. The battle was among the bloodiest in the Pacific theater, with over 200,000 casualties. Its aftermath directly influenced the U.S. decision to use atomic weapons to avoid a mainland invasion of Japan, another grim turning point in world history. Culturally, June 22, 1969, marked the infamous day when the Cuyahoga River caught fire in Cleveland, Ohio, drawing national attention to environmental degradation in America's industrial heartland. Though it wasn't the first time the river had burned, the 1969 blaze sparked a media frenzy and helped fuel the environmental movement. Just 1 year later, in 1970, the first Earth Day was celebrated, and by 1972 the Clean Water Act had passed. The fire on June 22 helped ignite environmental consciousness and policy reform that continues to shape sustainability efforts today. In the realm of civil rights, June 22, 1990, saw Nelson Mandela address the United States Congress, becoming the first African recipient of that honor. Just released from prison 4 months earlier, Mandela's address was a call for global solidarity with the anti-apartheid movement. His visit marked a crucial step in normalizing international relations with South Africa's black majority and laid groundwork for the transition to democracy that would follow in 1994. And finally, on June 22, 2002, the African Union was officially launched in Durban, South Africa, replacing the Organization of African Unity. The O was born out of decades of struggle for independence, regional integration, and peacekeeping. Its creation marked a new phase of African diplomacy, development, and ambition, though it remains a work in progress, fraught with challenges of governance, security, and coordination. From Hitler's fatal gamble to Napoleon's final fall, from a burning river to the rise of the African Union, June 22 reminds us that history doesn't move in one direction. It twists, reacts, and rebounds, shaped by visionaries and tyrants, citizens and soldiers, movements and mistakes. These moments are not frozen in time. They live on in our politics, our values, and our choices. Thank you for joining us for this day in history. If this journey through June 22 offered new perspective or deeper reflection, be sure to subscribe and share the episode with someone curious about the past's relevance today. Up next, our Tuesday episode, where we examine the life and legacy of a remarkable historical figure. Until then, I'm your guide for History Explained, where understanding yesterday is the key to navigating tomorrow.